All right, now let's go into these inscriptions, because this is the next kind of level here. You've now seen how the basic crafting works. Pretty straightforward, right? If you've crafted in other games, it kind of makes sense. So now we're going to go into discovery. This is the important part, and this is only the beginning, because this is honestly, this part is fairly intuitive, and there's going to be more that you can make later. Let's go ahead and make one of each. I'm going to make a green inscription here, and this is for vitality items. I'm going to make one of those. I'm going to make one of these for might, and one of these for condition damage. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, since I'm using rifles, I am going to make the materials to make 3 rifles. Okay, so 3 barrels, 3 stocks. Let's just go ahead and do that now. Barrel, 3. And the way this works is the first one is full length, the second one is 50%, and then every additional one is 50% after that. So you're reducing the crafting time by 50% for each new item. And now let me see, we got the barrel. Let's go ahead and get the stock and make 3 more of those. And just from what I'm doing here, you can see that I'm almost level 15 just by doing this. So what I'm going to do now is going to go to discovery, because you can see down here, and I'll just go ahead and show you, none of these use those inscriptions that I made. They all use something else. So what you want to do is take a basic recipe. Sorry, I'll go back here, kind of show that. Like, if I go in the rifle, I'm going to take this basic recipe, basically the stock and the barrel. And what I'm going to do is, instead of putting in weak blood, I'm going to put in something to modify it. So let's do this. I'm going to put in a stock. And as you see here, oh, there's 24 known recipes. Okay, well, what happens if I put in the bronze? Okay, that reduces it to 12. So that lets you know there's a bunch of things you can do with the green stock. Let me see. What happens if I take that out? You see, okay, there's only 12 you can do with the barrel. So the stock doesn't matter in that case. So now what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and take one. Let's take the plus vitality. And as you can see, it's changed. There's your icon. It looks like something you can craft to save the recipe. And here it will also tell you what rating you need to make the craft. So you can put together a discovery, and it will tell you if you can do it or not based on your level. Now this rating here is, of course, what you see up here on the left. If you don't meet the rating, of course, it'll be in red, and at least you know you can make something, but you're going to have to get the parts. Now keep in mind, when I put these in here, you're also seeing below how much of each of these items you're going to need, because sometimes you're going to need more than one, even though you're just doing a recipe for one. So here on the right hand side is how much you actually need. I need 1, and on the left is how much you have. So I have 1, or I need 1, have 1, need 1, have 3. Let's go ahead and craft it. You may have noticed that my experience in the craft just went up about 2 or 3 levels. Discoveries are an excellent way to gain levels for your craft. Even if it's a very simple recipe, you might be well served to learn what you can by using discovery. So it might not be a weapon you use. Like in this case, this is a rifle with vitality on it. I'm not overly interested in a rifle with vitality on it myself, but I make it because, hey, look, I just got a bunch of experience for making it. So there we go. And as you can see, the requirements show up. I can now make these in bulk now if I have the parts. I'll go ahead and show that. And as you can see here, I'll compare it here real quick, since I have one of each. I have a bronze rifle. There we go. I have a vitality, and that's not the right one, is it? I think it is. Mighty Bronze. Let's go down here. Production, rifle. Yes, vital, and okay, I didn't realize the Mighty was the basic. Very nice, with power on it. So let's just take a quick look then at the difference. So we've got the Mighty 161, and look at this. Even though it was a vitality mod, you'll notice that the base weapon damage went up. The Mighty Bronze has 161 to 197. The Vital has 180 to 220. Now the others are probably going to have this same base damage. This 180 to 220 is probably what we're going to see for all the other ones I'm about to discover. You'll also know that the requirement level just went up as well. That's part of it. Okay, so let's go back in here. You'll see under rifle, there it is, vital. So now that if I have the pieces, I can make it. So we're just going to go ahead and do that again for the other two. There we go, 180 to 220 with some power behind it. As you can see here, if I put this in here, it'll tell you that there's only 7 possible combinations with that. So you can start off with whatever you want. You'll notice it'll tell you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. A slight transition here as I had to deal with a little bit of background noise. No problem. While testing out the first half of this video, though, unfortunately, I found out that my recording software had a slight issue here with Guild Wars, which caused duplicate sound from the game audio and my microphone, which apparently what happened is instead of Bandicam recording the game audio, it recorded my microphone audio and then also recorded my microphone audio, which caused them to reverberate with each other, which looks salvageable. So I'm going to continue. Minor technical difficulties, I apologize for that. But as I was going on here, I was going to say that you can start with whatever order you want for these items. And you'll notice, of course, it'll keep telling you what kind of possibilities there are. In this case, if I put in the butt here, or the stock, you'll see it says, hey, there's 2 possible combinations now. And as you saw earlier, there's several combinations with this stock. So let's take that out and put in the barrel, and you'll see there's only 1. But I can't craft it because I'm still missing the vital component, which is a stock. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and craft it. And there we go. We have made discoveries. So, and what you'll notice now is much like Warcraft, the items will start to change in color based on how much experience you can expect to get from them. These are start turning a light green, which means I'm now not going to get as much experience from these items. Since I already have several of them, I'm not worried about it. I'm going to go ahead and continue and make items here for discovery. So I've made some rifles. I also use pistols, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few of those. I've got plenty of blood, so I have no problem with that. I'm going to go ahead and actually make a pistol by itself, and then let's just go ahead and modify some. Now, I don't have very many chips, so I don't think I'm going to make any of that, but I have, I think, plenty of blood and tiny venom sacs. Go ahead and make these. So let's craft 1 of each. And as you can see, I could actually swap away from the item I was crafting to make a new item. Okay, so what do we need? I need pistol frame, pistol barrel. So let's go up here. Green pistol frame, so I'm going to make a regular pistol and 2 mods, so 3. And as you'll see here, now that I've leveled up enough, there's new items available to craft. Problem is, as you can see here, as I mouse over it, it requires a rating of level 25. So a few levels prior to being able to craft it, it will let me know, hey, you're about to learn these. So now I have the ability to just gain 5 more levels and start making the better stuff. At least I know it's there, so the game at least tells you that, hey, look, there's more ahead of you. So where was I? Let's do the pistol barrel. I believe that was 3. Go ahead, craft, craft, craft. Alright, so from that, we're going to go ahead and just make a regular pistol for comparison's sake. Didn't I make bronze pistol barrel? What did I just make? I made something I didn't mean to make. Let's go ahead and go... I made rifle barrels. Right, I meant to do that. Oh well, I can make more rifles now. And I just saw up there was a experience. You may have seen it here just a moment ago as well. It showed the experience and a plus additional experience. Those are critical successes in crafting. When you craft, you have a chance to, well, critically succeed. What does that mean? Well, you're not making more of the item. Like I've seen some games where if you critically craft, you make more than one. I know Final Fantasy XI did that. You critically craft, you might make, instead of 1, you make 2. Instead of something that has 10, you might make 13. In this, what happens is you get bonus experience, and you might have a chance to refund some of the materials. So critical crafting means you can start making more items because it just gave you some back. This can be affected by the world PvP, and I'm going to show that here real quick. This is the world versus world screen, and as your realm does well in world versus world, as you can see, here's the servers that are involved. Mine is Devona's Rest here, and you might get, is it under, I think it might, yeah, under artisan, chance of increased chance of critical success. So we have a 2% increased chance to critically succeed in crafting. So it's a good thing to be on a realm that's doing well in world versus world. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and make one of these regular pistols for comparison's sake, and let's go ahead and let's see. There's 12 with that. There are 12 with that as well. So if I put them together, wow, there are 12 combinations with the green frame and the bronze barrel. Okay, let's do might. There it is.
This is a bad time to be traveling.
And let us do condition damage. Just gotta do that. One possible. Do that. Craft. There you go. Level 24. Didn't quite make it to 25. Let's see what these things need. Tiny scales, which I don't have a lot of. Tiny claws that I have a bit more of. And tiny totems. Now you can also see that the refinement has turned white. This still gives me experience. I can still make these and get some, but it's going to be a lot lower than before. And this actually can go down a lower level. White is not the lowest. It goes lower than that. But you can see here also my components are not going to give me as much either. I'm going to start getting more from making these regular items. So I can use harpoon guns, right? So we're going to do that. Rifle stock and a green harpoon. So let's go ahead and do that. Once again, I'm going to make 3 stocks. And we needed harpoon, right? Oh, interesting. Strings are for bows. That's nice. Torch handles. There's the green harpoon. Craft 3 of those. Go ahead and make a simple one. There we go. That got me to level 25. But before I go ahead and celebrate that, I'm going to go ahead and not fail at this real quick. Make one of each. And you'll just kind of go through it. We're going through the motions at this point. We're going to add the items that we need. Same thing. Craft. Discovery. 1 whole level from the discovery. Close. Do it one more time. Craft, discovery, and another level. So there we go. So let's look at what we can make now. These are new ones. Here we had vital, power, and condition damage. These new ones provide toughness, precision, and healing power. So completely different mods, but they are going to be of a higher item level, I do believe. We're going to find that out here in just one moment. And as you can see, just to look at this real quick, as you can look at this item here, the mod, you can tell that you can already see what level you're expected to be. These green inscriptions can actually be used by artificers, huntsmen, and weaponsmiths. So you know that there's 3 different professions that will be making these and using them. So you can make them, and if you have an abundance and you realize, oh, I have too many, I didn't need them anymore as I was crafting, give them to a different crafter. There you go. You've got 3 different crafting professions that can use that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to make one of each so that we can compare it to the current items I have and get my levels up a little bit more. And as you can see, these are giving me quite a bit more experience than everything else I've been doing. And I'm going to go ahead and do this with the rifle, which is probably a good thing that I made the barrels by mistake. So I've got 1 of each, so I need 3. I'm just going to need 3 stocks then. And I keep moving the camera back and forth. Sorry to anyone I might make sick with that. Right? Okay. Oops, what should I make? I made the barrel, so I need the stock. So green rifle stock. Oh, I can't make as many. I need 2 more planks. So let's do that real quick. Let's go to refinement. And you see here, they're no longer white, they're gray. And this will give us a chance to see if we get more experience from gray. It's probably going to be minor if we do. I don't think they cut you off from experience altogether. So I need 2 more planks. They do. No experience from gray. So white, yes, you still get experience. Gray, no. Alright, so where is the green rifle stock? Craft all. There we go. And now let's go ahead and go into discovery. And just like before, same thing. Exact same type of recipes. And as you see, there we go. Levels are going up quite quickly. Now keep in mind, this character has no cash. I had 5 silver on this character when I started this. None of this has required money. It's not even required karma. It's just required raw materials. And if I needed to give this character money, I could just go into the bank here, and you can see here, here's the money that's in my bank. There's nothing. I can deposit and withdraw money. So you can see here, click deposit. There you go. Alright, so I've made the items I need. Let's go ahead and go back under production. Doesn't look like there's anything new. I'm level 36, no new recipes, which is a shame. But let's go ahead and look at the power of the items I made. I have several rifles here. So let's see. Condition damage. So there's toughness. So you see the condition damage is 160. The toughness is 201. And this requires level 15. So at any time too, I can start breaking these down and I can get some materials back. But of course, just like any other game that you would craft on, it's not going to be efficient to do that. It does give you a return on your investment, allows you to keep crafting if you want to or need to. But honestly, your best bet is not to craft something to break it down, because you're not going to get all the materials back, obviously. I've used multiple pieces of wood, multiple pieces of copper, and I'm only going to get one or the other back, probably. So as you're crafting, you will get what you want, what you need from this menu interface here. As you saw, recipes will come, they'll be read, they'll tell you, hey, you could possibly learn these, you need some levels. The other ways to get recipes are from vendors. Your vendor here specifically, if I go to here, this is inscriptions, you can see you can actually buy some inscriptions here for karma that are recipes.
Thank you.
I'll show you another as well. You're going to want to go and look out in the world, because as you're doing quests and unlocking areas, you're going to want to talk to your heart vendors. Because let's go over here. This is the Iceworm Cavern. Now I've already done all these quests, so I've got the heart vendor open. When you complete one of these heart quests, you can talk to the person that's represented by the heart, and they will start selling you things for karma. So coming up to this guy, if you haven't completed the quest, he won't sell to you, but here he is, he will sell to me now. And as you can see here, look, he's got a recipe for worm stew. So that's a cooking recipe. So what you want to do is go out into the world, do the quests, and when you've done the quest, do not forget to talk to the heart vendor. This will allow you to find more recipes that you can use to craft. And I can show you here from my crafting tab, you know, I've got quite a bit of stuff here now. Some items I learned through these recipes, which is quite nice. Others I learned from leveling up. Now I'm going to go over one last thing, and as you can see, I just want to kind of point out that look at the experience I gained here into level 5. I've gotten quite a bit of it just from sitting here and crafting. The last thing I'm going to show you, and I don't think I'm going to be able to make anything with it though, is I'm going to go in the bank, and occasionally you're going to find these things here. Let's move things around so it's easy to find. There we go. I've only found a couple, as you can see. And these are glacial slivers and destroyer slivers. These are two items I've just found randomly in the world. And as you can tell, they show you what professions can use them. So this can be used by artificers, by leather workers and tailors. This one can be used by the same, but also weaponsmiths. So this item in particular, I cannot use on this character. I can put it on another one. Let's just go ahead and we'll do that real quick just to show it off, let me put these back into the bank and kind of show you what you're expecting here. Okay, here we are. I'm going to go into the bank, pull these out. Now, one thing I'm going to mention here, make sure I read that right. You'll notice that there's actually different levels required for different professions. Like the artificer only needs 50, leatherworker and tailor needs 75 for this. So I actually can't use this because my tailor's not 75. But this one here, this one can be used by a 50 artificer, can be used by a 50 weaponsmith, which I'm a 50 weaponsmith. But you can also notice that it can be used by level 1 tailor and leatherworkers. So my weaponsmith I don't think can really use this, but I might be able to do it on my tailoring. We'll find out here in a moment. I'm going to go into discovery, and you'll see that the item that I don't have the level requirement for doesn't show up here, even though I have it there. This can be, well, that's by tailoring, not weaponsmithing. So here I only have one that can be used. But if I put it in here, this tells me I can only learn one recipe from it. And it has a required rating of 50. And I can learn it, I can use it, but I need to find out what the other pieces are. So I don't really know what the destroyer sliver is for. I'm probably going to have to go out and look it up, or I could just randomly start throwing things in there. If I wanted to find out if it worked with anything I can make here, such as my spears or swords, I could start making pieces here, start doing basic crafting component. Put them together, see what works, see what combines. Alright, this is, let's see, for the tailor, I'm going to look at that up real quick as well. Tailoring is... Where is tailoring? And there is cooking and leatherworking, and there is tailoring right there. Little scissors. Go into discovery, see both of them are available here. There's only one possible connection there, but I need more compatible ingredients. This one, there is one. Do not have the required ingredients yet. But I could experiment. I've got all sorts of items here. I can just make headpiece, tunic piece, like just to do it. Now keep in mind there are some items here. You'll notice that even though this says I can make 9 of this, well, that's too high a rating. You'll notice I can make 9 of it, but I can't craft it because it's too high of a rating. Here I can make these. What I haven't really shown you is that some of these things you're going to need additional items for. For example, here the jupe breeches. Wow, cannot talk today. It's quite all right. So I have the bolts. That's great, but I need these spools. This is something you're going to have to buy from your vendor, and this is something you'll want to get acquainted with. Go here to buy supplies. These are the items you can buy, and obviously for money, not for karma. I did show that a bit earlier when I had to buy some ore in order to smelt copper. So there you go. That's how you do it. Everything you need should be right here. You should not have to really go anywhere else except for to farm additional final materials. So to kind of show how you can play around with this, I'm going to go ahead and craft one of what I can. Give myself 23 in my tailoring. But I can go here in Discovery now and say, okay, what can I make? Well, there you go. I don't have to start throwing each item in there because automatically this thing has told me I can't do anything with anything I've made. This is a level 1 recipe, tailoring level 1. But none of these items can be used in combination with a sliver. Everything just turned gray. It doesn't matter what I try. If I put it here, it'll even tell me no possible solutions. It's all gray. I can't do anything with it. So I have to go in here and try and find something that will work. I'm going to go ahead and craft a bag here. Let's see. Well, obviously the bag can't be used in Discovery. It doesn't even show up here. So there's a lot of tweaking I'm going to have to try. Let's just try making a basic coat, right? Can I put that in? Can that be used in Discovery? No, it cannot. So finished product cannot be put into Discovery, it looks like. You have to put in pieces. So even though I have a item that I could learn from level 1, I do not have the materials quite required to do it yet. And that's how it works. So I might go into another video at some point to go over some of these items if I ever find more and find the recipes for them. Something I might be interested to do. But I will definitely follow this video up if I find there to be more relevant information as regards to crafting. When I did my Diablo 3 ones, I just kind of wanted to show the expectations as you went, because obviously you could not reset your crafting in Diablo 3, so it just, to me, felt like it was best to just go through everything and record it as I went through it, because I couldn't relive that crafting experience.